Hey guys, I'm RozaldVaneGAME, and welcome back to another episode of Zero Escape. 9 doors, 9 people, 9 hours. 9 hours, 9 people, 9 doors. I flipped it around again, I think. Last episode, we basically talked a lot about Santa's gambling knowledge, I guess, and how it relates to the whole 9 thing, and then Lotus joined in with the whole 9 thing with more stuff about 9 in general, like the idea of 9 and how it relates to every single aspect of this sort of game. And then we finished the puzzle portrait generated conversation about telepathy of some sort, and then that pretty much was the whole episode in the last episode. Just a lot of talking, a lot of dialogue, conversation, not a lot of hidden object puzzle related story stuff. But yeah, it just kind of slows the game a lot, I think, in that front. But anyways, we opened the door now. We got the key and we opened the door. So we're going to go through it right now. Come on, Junpei. Let's go. All right, let's go. To the other side. You found it. I don't know what I found. I don't get what I found anything.
ここは
Whoa?
こんな俺ら
鉄格子がそんなに簡単に外れるわけないでしょ。
くそダメか
I wonder if the other group already went through or not.
見てください、こっち。
Oh, is there a dead body?
エレベーターかボタンは押しても反応がないな
Fair. I think it needs a key, probably.
大階段の時と同じですね。やっぱり電力系統が遮断されているんでしょうか。
残るはこの扉だけかどうやらここを開くしかなさそうだな
Indeed.
あ
そうですね。
開けてみましょう。
あよし行くぞ
So. Oh, it's the
な
kitchen.
んだ厨房かよ
何を期待してたんですか。
I was expecting a cafeteria a little bit, but I don't mind the kitchen, I guess.
そんなの決まってんだろ。出口だよ。外に出るための。
We're not gonna find a Deguchi so easily, man. Sorry, I heard Deguchi as like the exit. Yeah, we're not gonna find the exit that easily, man.
そう簡単に出してくれるわけないだろ
わかってっけどさ。
I mean, yeah, it's not gonna be super easy. It's gonna always be so complicated. Maybe 9 rooms. We have to go through 9 different rooms to get to the 9th door.
ここを開けば、さっきの鉄格子の向こう側に出られそうね。
Yeah, that makes sense.
鍵は
We don't have the key. We need the key for it?
や
Yeah.
っぱりダメか
Yeah. Are we gonna do the hidden object
とりあ
stuff?
えず確認しておくか
ちょっと。
Excuse me. Yeah, I forgot we didn't show them that we had the map from the other room.
なんだよそれ。
ああそういえばまだ言ってなかったな
It's hilarious that these two did not know we got the map for the whole cabin, or the whole, ship.
さっきの部屋で見つけたんだよこの B デッキの船内
貸して。やっぱりそうだわ。ほら、見て。
What?
なんだよいきなり
何か分かったんですか。
こいつは。
ね、ここから入って、ここから出れば、鉄格子の向こう側に。
確かに。これなら向こう側に出られそうだな。
I'm trying to picture what they're saying, and I'm like, what? Oh, this is the grate right here. This is the grate is like literally the little 4 diamonds on the map. I was confused. I was like, is that the grate? I'm so confused. Okay, we came in from the end of that arrow thing, the blue arrow, and then the arrow pointing at is what we're looking at for the door to get going forward. Okay. Fair. Top-down map was a little confusing for a slight bit.
そういうこと。はい、返すわ。
ああ。
ドアの右側にカードリーダーがついてますね。
ってことは、この部屋のどこかにカードキーが。
Most likely.
多分、そういうことでしょうね。
よし、そうと分かれば話は早い。早速行動を開始だ。手分けして探そう。
了解です。
Alright, back to the hidden object game. Seek a way out. Alright, let's do this. Okay, so we got a very tiny room. I'm wondering if we can go through the freezer room. I just saw the freezer room for like a little bit, but... Okay. Yeah, I see the freezing room right on the left door right there, so... It's a lot of notes. They've got a bunch of stuff written on them, but it doesn't look like a code or anything like that. Okay. Wow. This pot looks like it's made out of silver. I bet drinking tea with this pot would be very yummy. Spending a day with June drinking tea? Could such a day ever happen for me? Jumpy. Oh, nothing. We don't really need hot water, so we should be moving on. Oh, we can actually go through these places. Okay. Cheese. I see something. Hey, there's something behind the cheese. You're right. Why don't we move some of the cheese? Alright guys, time to move it. Jun and I need to look behind you. There's a little green bottle back there. Bottle of oil. Okay, so we might be burning something maybe. Oh, it's a knife. Very rusty. There's a knife in the box. Can we not take it?
錆びた包丁か。
Oh, it's rusty.
このままじゃ使い物にならなそうだな。
フューティリティってやつですね。
Futility. Futile? You mean fragile, right?
フューティリティ？
無駄なもの、無益なもの、役立たずって意味です。
Futile. Oh, I see. She meant. Okay, I thought she meant fragile because it's like easily broken.
ふん。それでなんで突然そんな英単語を？
いえ、特に意味はないんですけど、ちょうどフューティリティについて考えてたところだったので。
は？どうしてフューティリティなんてもんについて考えてたんだよ。
タイタニックと関係があるからですよ。
タイタニックと？
そうです。タイタニックの沈没は予言されていたって話聞いたことないですか？
I'm trying to think. I don't think there was. Actually, no, there wasn't. Because the only thing that I remember something specific about the Titanic was literally the Final Destination movie. Because there was like one thing that they brought up in the first one, I think it was, where they were like bringing in examples about like how there were signs of people that would like die, and one of the things they brought up in topic in the first Final Destination movie was like something happened with the Titanic thing, and then they brought up a Abraham Lincoln example as well. It was kind of weird, I think, that they used the Titanic as a way, but I think a lot of movies and shows would use it as a conspiracy point to say it's a supernatural event rather than an actual just accidental event that human errors have caused it, you know, this sort of event to happen. It's a human error, I think, at best, because it takes a group to operate a ship, but it also takes a group to mess up and destroy a ship. Like, it's typical stuff that could happen, and accidents happen, I think, and mistakes could be monumental or catastrophic and stuff like that. But anyways, do I believe it's have I heard it wasn't predicted? I say no. I definitely will say no.
いや、聞いたことないな。
1898年、タイタニックの事故が起こる14年前に、
I accidentally cut off Junpei for a second there.
一冊の小説が出版されたんです。タイトルはフューティリティ。
Oh, it's a novel. Novel of the name of that name.
書いたのはモーガン・ロバートソンというアメリカの作家で、話の内容は大型客船が氷山に激突して沈没するというものでした。
Sounds like coincidence rather than actually prediction.
もちろんそれだけなら不思議でも何でもないのですが。
I'm trying to think. I feel like it's not a prediction, but more like a coincidence. But I think that sometimes it could be a prediction because at cases where it's a prediction, like I think the best example of that was the Simpson episodes. Funny enough, I mentioned Simpson in the last episode in a weird way, I think. Did I mention Simpson in the last episode? I think it was. Anyways, the Simpson episode, like there's some points in time where they mention some certain events, and then suddenly it just actually happens in real life. And I mean, those are considered predictions themselves because, you know, like with all these things added up, it tends to sound like it's realistic. And sometimes there's social commentaries that actually feels real because it does make sense in the mind of some people. I think it takes partly creativity and takes partly like being knowledgeable about that topic to actually figure out, you know, if that's gonna actually end up happening. And so they kind of try to be more fictionalized, but then suddenly the fictional side of things have to become real because for some reason everything lines up the same way that the show try to do it
問題は
or portray it.
そこに書かれていた船の設定に関する記述なんです。船名、船籍、航路、出港時期、船の各種スペック。
Wait, all of that was accurately depicted in the book?
全長や排水量、最高速度、乗客乗員数、搭載されていた救命ボートの数。
If the book literally predicted all that stuff, then that's way too accurate.
あとは事故が起こった海域から事故の原因、損傷箇所に至るまで。
Definitely this book does not exist. If it does, I'm surprised because that's kind of way too much of a prediction thing.
何もかもがタイタニックのものとそっくりそのままほぼ同じだったんですよ。まるで見てきたかのように、そこには事故のことが克明に描写されてたんです。
Sure.
事故が起こる14年も前に書かれたものなのに。
Did the Titanic exist 14 years prior to the sinking? Because I feel like the Titanic was probably built early on. But it wasn't like probably... I don't think it started building until 5-7 years after... Or 5 to 7 years before it sank, I think. Maybe.
まだあります。タイタニックの沈没について予言した本はフューティリティだけじゃないんです。ウィリアム・トーマス・ステッドという人が書いた小説の中にも同じようなことが。
William Thomas Steed. Sounds familiar.
もちろん書かれたのは事故の前のことです。1886年と1892年。
What did William write about?
ステッドは氷山に激突して沈没する客船の話をなんと2度も書いてるんです。両方とも救命ボートが足らずに乗客たちがパニックを起こすという内容でした。
Oh, two ships collided. Wait, what? So the first story that William wrote was something about two ships colliding, and the second one is a ship colliding with an iceberg. I'm just confused why there's two different stories of that sort.
それだけじゃなんともな。当時は客船が氷山とぶつかるのもさほど珍しいものじゃなかったと思うし。
Yeah, it wasn't too uncommon. Yeah, that's very true.
まあそうですね。そう言うと思ってました。
Like a storm could cause easily ships to collide.
でもステッドが特殊能力の持ち主だったとしたら。
June, stop giving me conspiracy theories and supernatural stuff, please. If it's not the mummy, it had to be two people predicting some future about the Titanic. Can we stop with this?
具体的に言うと自動書記能力なんですけど。
Automatic writing?
自動書記？それってあれか？霊に取り憑かれた人の手が本人の意思とは無関係に勝手に動き始めて文章を書いてしまうっていう。
そうです。
そうですって。そんなもん思いっきり眉唾じゃないか。
でも淳平くん呪いとか信じてるって。
Oh. I mean, I believe in curses doesn't mean I believe in predictable situations that people could write out. Like, this feels more stretched out than the curse thing.
それとこれとは話は別だ。
Yeah, it's a little different scenario, though.
というか、100万歩譲って自動書記なんてものがあったとしても、だからといって、タイタニックの事故を予言できたことにはならないだろう?
Yeah, they would predict a much more bigger event than just the Titanic alone, isn't it? Like, I don't know, big wars. Let me think. It's like 1892. Yeah, it's like I would rather say that they should have predicted the future of two big world wars, like World War One and World War Two, instead of Titanic. It just makes no sense to predict the Titanic over the wars being the bigger deal than this. I'm confused. Why specifically the ship?
そのステッドとかってやつが小説を書いた時には当然、事故による死者なんて存在しなかったわけで。
True.
自動書記が例の憑依によって行われるものだとするなら、一体誰が彼に事故のことを書かせたっていうんだ?
That's another good point. Like, those people haven't died yet. And so it makes zero sense.
違うんですよ。
何が違う?
ステッドは霊に取り憑かれてたわけじゃないんです。
So you're saying the first guy got possessed?
取り憑いてたんですよ。
Oh, I see. Stead was the guy who possessed the other writer.
はぁ?
I don't think it's spirit. I think it's the same topic that Lotus brought up, the telepathy thing, where it's just like they pass that information because the other person probably read something of similar style and then ended up wanting to write it themselves as well.
ウィリアム・トーマス・ステッドはタイタニック号の乗客だったんです。
Huh?
彼はただ自分の目にした光景をそっくりそのまま描いただけなんですよ。事故が起こる20年以上前に。
Okay. No. He might have had deja vu, I guess, then. There's a thing called deja vu, not possessed by spirit kind of situation.
その、まあ、なんだ。その話はまた今度にしようや。な。
でも
I don't want to keep hearing about it. It just feels a little bit out of place.
ほら、続き。
Honestly, it does feel a little bit out of place in that kind of conversation dialogue. There's so much stuff in here. A whole lot of cans. This is probably a pantry. It is a pantry. There's no probably anything. Though I want to see what this is. It's a bolt. And it's really rusty. Will this ever open? We won't know until we try. Let's give it a shot. Alright, let's see if you're gonna come out. Damn. What was it? The word in Japanese? No dice. Maybe the oil might help? This bolt is rusted in place, it won't budge. Of course, maybe if we put some oil on it. Hey! Just a little bit of oil and... Come on! Come on, you little son of a gun! Whoa! Yes! Got you, you little bastard. You did it, Jumpy. You're so smart. I don't know if that is anything useful, but okay.
寒っ。なんなんだここは。
It's the freezer. How can you not understand what the freezer looks like?
なんなんだって。見りゃわかんだろ。
Can somebody stand outside just in case that we all get trapped in here?
冷凍庫だよ。
ダメ。こんなのとてもじゃないけど耐えられないわ。3秒で冷凍マグロになっちゃいそう。悪いけど私は遠慮させてもらうわね。あとは任せたわ。
I forgot Lotus is literally wearing almost nothing on her. She needs to not be here. Honestly, only Junpei is the one with the coat, and June probably is the only one with the coat, so if anything, it's Junpei and June here, while these two are standing outside because they wear almost like one layer only.
寒いですね。
お前はいいよ。さっきまで熱があったんだ。 外にいろよ。
いえ、大丈夫ですよ。熱ならもう下がりましたから。
Uh-huh.
だけど、
I knew it. I flippin' knew it. Lotus.
なんでいきなり閉まってんだよ。いって、このドアノブ、
Yeah.
ガチガチに凍ってやがる。
How the hell did the pipe just burst right as the door closes?
どうして。
この脇の水道管が破裂したんだ。それで
Oh, oops.
おいヤシロ、そっちにいるんだろ、開けてくれ。
もう何よ。どうしたっていうの？
ドアが開かなくなっちまったんだ。そっちから開けてみてくれ、頼む。
しょうがないわね。
I don't think she can pull it open. She doesn't have that much strength, does she?
わかったわ。ちょっと待ってて。ダメ。びくともしないわ。
I mean, if anything, we should be in this freezer anyways, because we needed the items to... The items in here might be what we need to get out of here, I think.
そっちの方が人数多いんだから、なんとかしなさいよ。
Wow, okay. But one person has less... He's getting less warmer.
だそうだ。
とにかく何か方法を探そう。
Seek a way out, again.
このままじゃ3人とも氷の柱になっちまう。
3人よれば文殊の知恵です。
I guess.
きっとなんとかなりますよ。
そうだな。とりあえずこの部屋を片っ端から探してみよ
了解だ。
Okay. I was imagining the seek a way out graphics shows up again for the second time. It's like, seek a way out again. Okay, we're still going. We got 8 minutes anyways, so that's good. Or about 8 minutes. There's some frozen meat up here. It looks like pork. Huh? What is this? It looks like a tag or something? Chunk of pork. Yeah, it looks like a piece of paper is in it. Everything's frozen in here. It doesn't look like there's anything else interesting. Oh, okay, there was opening pieces. Dry ice, okay. I believe
う。
dry
ドライ
ice...
アイスって二酸化炭素が固体になったものだったよな、確か。
I believe dry ice can melt things at a certain degree, I think. I feel like... I might be wrong. Like, it feels like you could just melt stuff with dry ice. Because it's, like, intense.
そうだな。
だいたい何度くらいから気体になるんだろう。
Oh, we need to explode the door open, isn't it? Because carbon dioxide could be a chemical for... could be a chemical reactionary piece of object that could blow up something. Wonder how warm it gets. Okay.
さあ、そんなこと聞いてどうすんだよ。
いや、ここから出るのに何か役に立つんじゃないかと思ってさ。
二酸化炭素の消火点はおよそマイナス79度です。
How the flip do you know this?
それよりも温度が高ければ気体に、低ければ固体になります。
お前、よくそんなこと知ってるな。
Exactly my point.
こう見えても私雑学王ですから。
Queen of random knowledge. No wonder she always gives us these curses and conspiracy knowledge.
噛むなよ。
Honestly, I kind of feel the same way a little bit because I kind of do sometimes hit random knowledge because I think I watch too much YouTube videos for my own good, and sometimes I just find random clips or videos that just explain things that I have no interest in to begin with, and then suddenly I'm like, oh, okay, that's nice to know. Like, I think there was like some videos about how, okay, this is going to be very absurd to watch that I randomly bumped into. I was just curious about it. But in Florida, I believe it was in Miami, I think, there was this sort of trend of like putting Botox up the lady's like booty and legs and like there's certain ideas of like chemistry behind the idea that you shouldn't overdo it because of the fact that if it bursts, you pretty much can lose your life because of the fact that the chemical in there is like mixing in with your blood and stuff. Like there are some that are illegal but cheap, but like I think some people aren't aware of that. So then there are problems that arise into it. I never knew about that. I didn't really think because I've never been to Florida or Miami for that fact, and I don't have immediate well, maybe I have a relative there, but they haven't been there for that many years. But it's just really random information. I have no idea why I need to know, but I know about it now. So it's like interesting to see that, you know, I didn't even know people can inject Botox into their booty to make them look more voluptuous down there, but it's like, why? But sure, I guess it's their life, their body, their choice, but why? Why risk your life that badly?
寒くてろれつが回らないんだな。
But yeah, otherwise I just find random things on YouTube and just watch it.
お前わざとやってんだろ。
I even ran through like a trend of videos of people taking apart like tech objects like old Game Boy Advance and try to clean it, and they use chemicals to clean it. I don't even know why I look at those things, but it's very intriguing.
それにしても不思議だよな。なんで二酸化炭素は液体にはならねえんだろう。
Okay. Because we're in a freezer?
知らねえよ。知らねえし知ったところで何になるんだよ。
Yeah, we need to think about getting out of here instead of worrying why it works or why it
今は
doesn't
そん
work.
なことよりも。
なりますよ。高い圧力を加えれば二酸化炭素も液体になります。
おいおい、まともに答えてる場合じゃねえだろうが。
Why don't we just not listen and just start moving while they talk and we'll just like
だって
whatever.
私も疑問に思ってたから。
何よ。
蒸圧で二酸化炭素が液体にならないことを。
だろ？不思議だよな。水は0度から100度の間で液体になるのに。
I'm wondering if somebody who goes through this thinks it's interesting to just randomly toss interesting information in the middle of a panicky
なんで
situation.
二酸化炭素はならねえんだよ。H2O も CO2 も似たようなもんじゃないか。
No, they're not similar. Yes, they're common compounds, I think they're called. Compound chemicals that exist for almost everyday usage, but they're not that similar, I don't think. Because I think CO2 is a bit more heavier than H2O, but I don't know.
似たようなもんじゃねえよ。全然違う物質だろうが。というか、このままだと俺たち本当に氷の彫像になっちまうぞ。いいのか？いいわけねえよな。
You want to die while talking about gases and sublimation? Sublimation.
さあ、分かったらさっさと動くんだ。来年の札幌雪まつりに飾られたくないならな。
でも淳平くん、0度以上でも液体にはならない氷ってあるみたいですよ。
Oh, come on, June. I just said we gotta stop.
私聞いたことがあるんです。融点が36度の水が存在するって。
I'm assuming it's like the highest, like the most highest, like mass-based molecule, I guess. I don't know.
融点が36度の水？
I mean, there probably is, but it might not be an ice. It sounds more like a metal
それっ
almost.
て36度でも凍っちまう水ってことか。
ええ。逆に言うと36度になるまで溶けない氷とも言えますけど。
Water that freezes at 96 degrees? Ice that won't melt until it's 96 degrees? Okay, you know what? I'm gonna just play around with their stupidity of this.
なんだよ、その融点が36度の水って。
I'll just play with them, I
アイ
guess.
スナインっていうみたいです。
Ice 9.
アイスナイン？
I'm guessing it's isotopic 9.
もともとはアメリカの SF 作家が考えた 架空の物質だったみたいなんですけど。
Useless information all over again.
でも最近それが本当に存在することが発見されたらしくて。
待ってくれ。そのアイスナインとやらは氷なのか水なのか？
だから36度を超えると液体に、それ以下だと固体になる水のことですよ。私たちがよく知っている普通の水、 H2O の多形態みたいなものです。ダイヤモンドと黒鉛みたいな関係といえば分かってもらえるでしょうか。ダイヤモンドも黒鉛も両方とも炭素でできてるでしょ。だけど結晶の構造が違うから硬さも性質も全然違っていて。
要するに普通の水とアイスナインの関係もそれと似たようなものだと。
そうです。グリセリンの結晶化の話って知ってますか？
Glycerin. Sounds familiar.
グリセリンは発見されてから150年近くもの間、冷やそうと温めようと寒い親父ギャグを連発しようと決して結晶化することはなかったそうなんです。ところが1920年代のある日、イギリスへと輸送中だったグリセリンが一隻の貨物船の中で偶然結晶化したらしいんです。そこで世界中の科学者たちは研究のためにそのグリセリンの主結晶を分けてもらうことにしたのだそうです。主結晶とは結晶を作るための核となるもののこと。この核さえあれば比較的容易に結晶を作ることが可能になる。ところがここで驚くべき現象が発生したんです。どういうわけかその核を使ったグリセリンばかりか、容器に密閉しておいたはずのグリセリンまでもが突如結晶化を始めたらしいんです。しかも話はそれだけでは終わりませんでした。この時期を境に世界中に存在するありとあらゆるグリセリンが 17.8 度まで温度を下げさえすれば自然に結晶化するようになったというんです。それまでは冷やそうと何をしようと決して結晶化することはなかったのに、ひとたび結晶化が生じた途端、それはまるでなんて言えばいいんでしょう。
I just like how so calm this whole situation is, and yet we're still freezing our asses off. Why do you do this game? Why? Actually, I think the benefit of, like, the best way to solve this problem, I think, would have been a piece of paper of some sort, at least. Like, I think if there's too many smart characters, why isn't it much more easier just to get through the situation that they are smart at trying to survive, and not smart because they have a bunch of random information that's very useless for now, but very useful later probably in the long run of it, but not the short run of it.
たかもグリセリン同士が互いにささやき合っているかのように、目には見えない何かで情報を伝え合っているかのように、その現象は瞬く間に世界各地へと広がっていったんです。
Was kind of annoying. I don't want to be rude to June. I guess I could just stop being rude to June.
なるほどな。面白い話だ。面白い話ではあるが。
I think if we were to calm down, then we could
それで
probably...
その話とさっきのアイスナインの話、どういう関係があるんだよ。
Oh my god, we're just looping it back to the original topic because she kept going on a tangent.
要するに今の話とアイスナインの話は同じだってことだろ。
同じって同じじゃ困るだろうが、水が36度で凍っちまうような現象が世界各地に広まったりしたら、そんなことになったら
この世は終わりだな。
Yeah, sure.
まあその前に俺たちの人生の方が終わりに近づいてるっぽいけどな。さあ無駄話はこれで終わりだ。まさかこんなに長引くとはな。話を振ったのは俺だが、もうさすがに限界なんだよ。マジでやばいんだ。俺は確かにサンタだが、フィンランドで育ったわけじゃない。寒いのは苦手なんだ。というわけだから翔くん、さっさと動こう。早く脱出方法を探そうぜ。
たく勝手なやつだ。
What do you mean selfish? Isn't he June's the one who's being selfish by talking about
ミス
crap.
ないんか。気にはなるけど、考えるのは後回しだな。
I'm so in pain because everything is literally so painful. Okay, I think we can use the knife with the beef, and no, I can't? Okay, I thought we can use the knife to dig out the paper, but I guess not. Alright, I'm gonna end it here for now, because I know that we're out of time, sort of, in this particular point now. But yes, thank you guys for watching. See you guys in the next episode, or in a video minds. We're gonna finish this freezer puzzle thing out in the next episode. I'm a little bit angry by the fact that we literally had to go through and sit to June's off-topic conversation in such a dire situation. I mean, personally, I feel like if you want to make it less tense and off-topic, I can totally understand, like what we did in the pantry earlier this episode. But if it's like so out of topic and you're in a tense situation, who the hell wants to listen to any of that information? Who's going to retain that much information in a place where you're kind of wanting to get out? It's like, it feels very bad narratively. But I understand, again, why they keep doing this. Is they want to overload you with so many mysteries and convoluted information so that you can eventually realize how it might interconnect or intertwine with other things that's part of the story at a later stage, which you'll experience with me here at a later point. But otherwise, I think that it feels very convoluted and overbloated. I think when I first played it, I don't think I really was thinking about it thoroughly. I was just reading it and not really thinking about reading it as much. Like as I was reading through it, but I wasn't reading it very thoroughly. I was reading it and skimming through most of it because I think the information really didn't help me understand anything. Was it interesting topics? Sure. Were they related to the story? Not at this point. Like if I say I'm coming in through this, like walking in, I think most people will be thrown off and not be very interested in the story so far because there's not much of a story going on besides the fact of smart people talking about off-topic things at the wrong time or at a weird time and just really not giving the player a chance to explore. But I think this is the fact that we took this route. If you remember earlier, we got a route to go to we had an option to go to door 5. Maybe that would have had less dialogue conversations. Maybe it didn't. Who knows? But otherwise, I think that there's a lot to it that I think they want to cram in as quickly as possible. Maybe because they want to shorten the game a little bit by making the dialogue stretch the game longer. I don't know. Anyways, that's it for this episode. Next episode, let's get out of this freezer, and we'll see where it takes us from there. So, Roz, out.